Hello everyone, my name is Carlos with Rhode Island Telephone, and today we're going to go over functions that are available to you when you come on board using our hosted phone system and using the Yealink phones. So we're going to basically go over how to make calls in our system. As funny as that sounds, it's pretty easy. You don't even have to lift the receiver up on our phones. They're all speaker phones, and there's a live keypad, so it'll come on as soon as you start to dial. And in our system, if your phone is in, let's say, Rhode Island, you don't have to dial the 401. Otherwise, you would have to dial the area code of other states. Basically, you just dial the number, 944-8388, and you always hit send. The send is usually shows up on the screen, but it's always obviously the pound symbol. So if I hit send, the call goes right through. So again, you don't have to hit any buttons at all except dial the number, 944-8388 send, and that's how you make a call. And the reason why I didn't dial 401 is because our phone here that we're using is registered to a 401 site. So we're going to go over the intercom feature of our phone. If you just wanted to dial an extension and you wanted to have that phone ring that you are calling, you would just dial the extension number. So let's say it's extension 103. If I was to dial 103 and hit send, you always hit send, it would make that phone ring at that co-worker's desk. However, if you wanted to voice announce or hands-free, if you would, into that co-worker's office, you would press the intercom button first. Then you would dial the extension number of your coworker and always send. By doing that, you are allowed to voice announce into that extension. So the difference is if you just dial the extension without the intercom button, it rings that coworker's desk. If you press the intercom first and dial the extension number, again, always send, you're now able to talk right into that office. Let's go over the making a conference call. Our system is pretty simple. It's basically how it's been on many systems. So if you're on a call, I'm going to call my cell phone, 226-3719 send. When you're on a call, you either received it or you made it, and the conference button shows up right there. So what you do is if you want to start a conference, you put the outside caller, not on hold, not on park, just on conference. The outside caller does go into a holding pattern, if you would. Now, you can either dial another number or an extension and hit conference again, and everybody's talking. As a matter of fact, it says how many members you're on conference with. Over how you can block your phone number from showing up on the person that you called. You can even do this on your regular cell phone if you wanted to. If you press *67 before the phone number, it will actually show up as a block call or unknown call. So I'm going to call my cell phone, and before dialing a number, I'm going to press *67, then I'm going to dial my number, 226-3719, and you'll see that it shows up unknown. So we're going to go over the receiving calls. In our phone system, we obviously have caller ID, internal as well as external. So the receiver call, you can either pick up the receiver or just press your speaker button. That will automatically answer the phone the call that's coming in. Either an intercom call that's ringing your desk or an outside call. And obviously you'll know the difference because it'll actually show up on the screen, either internal name or caller ID coming from outside. So let's talk about the placing a call on hold so others in the company can pick up. When you're on an outside call that you received the call or you made it, the function key here, this will appear as a hold button. These are smart buttons here, so they'll change as the phone is doing different things, if you would. So when you're on a call, this will change to a hold button. So you'll see the hold button here. But when we program a phone system, we program it so we call park buttons. If you use the hold button, that means that the call can only be picked up at your phone. It's almost like an exclusive hold. Well, it is an exclusive hold. It's only on hold at your phone. However, if you use the park button, this phone doesn't just have, say, park buttons right now, but again, when we program the phone system, this will say park 1, park 2. That just means that if you put a call on park, others can pick up because the light will be red on that park button across the whole network, meaning across all your phones. So the difference is if you hit the hold button, you have to pick it back up at your phone. If you hit the park button, you can pick it up at any phone. So we're gonna go over on how to personalize your voicemail greeting, as well as changing your password and recording your name. When you go into voicemail by pressing the envelope button on your phone, option number 5 allows you to record your name and change your password. Option number 6 allows you to record your greeting. You can record multiple greetings, but most people just use greeting number 1. So we're gonna go over how to retrieve your voicemail from your desk. Real simple. The envelope button. The envelope button is where you'll press to access your voicemail. Now, if you do have voicemail on your phone, the light will light up. It'll tell you how many you have here on the screen, and that's the button that you'll press. You'll press that. You'll be prompted for your password, and that's it. It'll walk you through on just about every option that you have. However, if you're not at your desk and you still wish to check to see if you have a voicemail, you can actually go to any phone and dial 5000, send, and the system will prompt you to enter your extension number. We're going to go over transferring calls from one extension to the other. We did talk about putting the calls on hold and park, but you could also just transfer it to a coworker's desk, and if the person you're transferring to is not there, it'll go to that person's voicemail anyways. When you're on a phone call, you'll see the transfer button. So when you're on a call, you can just hit transfer, dial the extension number of your coworker, and hit send and hang up. That'll actually transfer the call to that desk, and if that person does not answer, it'll go to their voicemail. All right, so we're gonna go over how to transfer an outside call directly into a voicemail, meaning that you know that your coworker's not in for the day. Instead of making the outside caller ring at that desk for 3-4 rings, you can actually put the call directly into that person's voicemail. And the only difference is that you press the *1 before the extension number. So if you've got a call and you want to transfer this call directly into the voicemail, you would hit the transfer button, which appears here when you're on a call. You press *1, the extension number, hit send, and hang up. That'll put the caller directly into that person's voicemail box. Let's go over on how to program some personal speed dials on your phone. If you notice, without lifting the receiver up, there's a directory button. So if you press the directory button, it says local directory. Well, go ahead and select enter for that. Then it says all contacts. Well, go ahead and select enter for that. Now here, you can select add, because you want to add one. This is where you can put in a name, so just like a cell phone. And then when you're done with the name, you can arrow down. This is where you can put in a phone number. You can even put in a mobile number if you like, or even another number if you like. When you're done doing all that, you simply hit save. It'll save it in your directory. So now, if you wanted to dial that number, you would hit directory, you would hit local, all contacts, and it'll be right there. You just arrow down to the one you want and hit send. And that's how you can call.